To go. The bronze is waiting in the cantonaire. Number 59 standing right out there. Vision is clear. Luke Kuechly walking to the hall this year. The bass line thumping, the legacy told. The legend of the middle never to be sold. Clock ticking down, tension on the field. Haynes King running, he refuses to yield. Slicing through the desert, breaking the red. Defeating the Cardinals just like we said. Blue and black attack, it's turn to go. Watching the Hall of Fame journey of Luke unfold. We've broke the stories and broke the mold. Our preseason story has been foretold.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Deal With It, episode 34. Here with you tonight is our host, the salty superstar himself, Panther Pickle.
What's up, folks? Tonight we're going over the 53-man roster. Now, let's pull out the pull out the plug. All right. Some of these folks doing these 53-man rosters now are Johnny come latelys. And the only reason why they're doing that shit because I've been doing it for 10, 20 years. Okay?
Since
Now,
now.
so you can take all these Johnny come latelys, male or female, and you can all kiss hey ass all the fuck you want.
Ooh.
I'm the original. Let's never forget that fucking shit. All right. Now, there's a few out there that I really like and I really trust. Mike K, Joe Person, and Alex is new. He's all right. Now, Alex, I've got a lot of issues on Alex, but we can go over that. All
Leave
right.
my boy Alex alone. Much
Hey,
respect to
man.
Alex.
Hey, Cole, Jake, shut the hell up, Buttercups.
Yeah, but I didn't
All
even
right.
say anything yet.
All right.
That's
So,
right, Cole. Shut the
here,
hell up.
I tell you what. Here directly, we're gonna go over that, and I want to see if you agree or disagree. And remember, if you disagree with Alex, I'm gonna say your boy. So you remember that.
Your
There
boy.
you go. Let's rock, Mr. Senor. Oh, let me pull that shit up here. It's like I don't even. I had it pulled up. Where the hell did I get it? I got too much stuff
That's
pulled
pretty
up.
salty when you get a shut the hell up before you even got an introduction, Cole. That's bad.
Mike.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't
Jay.
me. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
Jake.
Yeah,
Cole,
hey,
No, it was not directed at me
Stop it,
whatsoever.
Cole.
all
I
right,
noticed
all
something
right. Hey, everybody know who you are. All right. Okay. All right. Anyway, I gotta put the makeup on and pet the head.
Get
Cole, how you doing today?
Hey, Pickle. Everything's going good, my friend. Still
Wonderful.
feeling good off what I've seen with the preseason game. We got one more to go. We've won 2 preseason games, and I can't even remember the last time we've done that. So I'm in a great mood.
Beautiful. Yeah, I enjoyed that game Friday, even if it was against the second string. That didn't bother me a whole lot. Because there's no game planning, are they? There's no game planning. These teams don't game plan for each other. It makes it a lot different once the game planning starts. And some coaching staff are so heavy on game planning, that's part of their scheme is the game plan. And with the preseasons, they're just no good. Hence, the Patriots dynasty always sucked during preseason. Jake, my friend, what do you think about it?
I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if people say preseason don't matter. It matters to me. I want that dub no matter what. I think it matters to these players trying to make a roster. They got to put out film for other teams if they don't make our roster. So preseason definitely matters to me in that regard. I think it matters to a lot of people. But at the same time, they are right about one thing. That win in preseason doesn't matter for the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Our players
Right.
got to get healthy. They got to get better each week. And they got to be ready to roll week 1, which is 19 days away, y'all. Fastly approaching.
Right.
We're on a rocket.
Absolutely. Diesel Skills, my friend, how are we doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Let me tell you what today is, Pickle. It's not just Monday. It's not just a regular Monday. It's not just any old Monday. It's Victory Monday as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what day we play the game on. We can play it on Thursday. We can play it on Wednesday. We can play it on Saturday. Or we can play it like normal on Sunday. But when Monday rolls around and the Panthers got a W, it's Victory Monday. And that's what it is today. I'm flying high. We played a great game. I'm with you. I don't care that we played the 2s. I don't care that we played the 3s. I don't care what the 4s did. They got out there too. So did ours. And they competed. Right. And we won. And we whooped them up and down the field, no matter who was on the field. Kyle Trask, whoever, Bryce Young, all of them. They took a whooping from the Panthers. It's Victory Monday. I'm still celebrating. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you're a Panthers fan, you're in the chat, you want to celebrate, come celebrate with me. I'm having a blast. It's an awesome Monday because the Panthers are winners today. I'm excited about this week coming up too, Pickle, because of the main thing that Dave Canales said today. He said the starters might. They might play Friday. So we got something to talk about. That's an interesting fact coming up. Would he risk that? All kinds of things to go in depth there on. But anyway,
Hmm.
I'm having a great Monday because of those two things, Pickle.
Wonderful, wonderful, and that is right. He did say that. He said quite a bit actually that I thought was notable. He said that Haynes King will not play again. He said he won't play this week. Uh, which kind of throws me in a little quandary. When they have the ability to actually keep Haynes King on the 53-man roster, which the finalized all cuts have to be turned over to the league office by 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Sunday. Yesterday I said 6:30. Today I looked and they changed the time. It's actually 6 o'clock now. So that being said, the Blue Black Attack will be live
Absolutely.
Sunday evening and hit you up on all those cuts. Uh now then Monday they could cut Haynes King and then put him on the practice squad. Now they did sneak Coker that way, but I I wouldn't if I was them. Whether they do it or not do it, it's kind of we can't do nothing about it anyway. But I'm not going to set up and tell y'all his injury was fake. Other people will tell you that, and I'm not going to tell you that. Uh, yeah, I'm just not going to. So uh, I don't want to go down that road. Uh,
You
anyway,
talking about King, or
you
you
know.
talking about who? Are you talking about? The
Yeah,
injury was
Haynes
Yes,
fake,
King.
Pickle?
yes,
King,
Haynes
yeah.
King, Haynes King.
I
Right,
I'll probably tell you
right.
that. I would probably tell you that. Pickle won't tell you that, but I'm the conspiracy guy here, so I'll tell you they probably
Mhm.
faked it and just stashed him. They just hiding King is all they're doing. Dan Morgan said, "Shut him down, shut him down. Don't let nobody else see that man do that stuff on the field. We got
Right.
to save it for the season."
Michael, absolutely. Michael, we just got started, so you're good. Shout out to Alex Stark. We appreciate you, brother. Uh, uh, y'all just click that like, share, and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. We are still trying to reach our goal of 200 subscribers before training camp and before week one of the regular season. And I'm not exactly certain we're going to hit it, actually, to be honest.
We're going to hit it, Pickle. I believe in it. I
Right.
believe it's going to happen.
We need six more. So,
Let me call in some special favors. Get it done during the
oh,
show.
there you go. Call it in. Uh, while we get started here, today we found out that Xavier we won't see Xavier Leggett in the preseason. He's still dealing with a his foot got rolled up on his ankle. His foot got rolled up on. He is in a walking boot. Uh, Canales expects that boot to come off this week, Wednesday or Thursday, and and we'll see what happens then. Does that affect the 53-man roster? I don't really think it does, and I don't think Canales does. But you know, who knows? Who really knows? It's just a twisted kind of ankle deal, and uh, Chuba Hubbard, there is they classify he's got a hamstring. But he said today, in his own words, there was nothing wrong with me. If this is a regular season game, he'd go. They just being safe and cautious with him and don't want to play him.
That man's going to get a touchdown when we play the Bears. You heard it here
Right,
first.
right. Now, y'all remember Darren Waller. We signed Darren Waller. Well, he made his practice debut Monday, but he will not be playing in the preseason final. Now, Mike K, actually a little tidbit. Mike K, little irritated in his 53 that we were going to cut Darren Waller and put him on a practice squad. I love Mike K, but I don't think that's true, and I'm going to explain why. Then why put him on the 53? Or why put him on the roster now? Why not wait until the regular season and do it? Because, I mean, there's no reason to do that. Now you could bring him in when they did because maybe Waller don't mind joining the team, but he don't want to practice in no preseason. He's what 35 years old or something, and a lot of older folks like that absolutely don't want to do this practice squad stuff. So or this training camp stuff. So uh, you know, um, but that's that's just my gist on him. Latham Ransom had an undisclosed injury. I don't recall that they explained what that was. You
No, I didn't catch any. I didn't catch wind of that. But back to Excel, like
okay?
you were saying earlier, there's a lot of fans that
Right.
want to see Excel play in the preseason. We
Yeah.
haven't really
Hmm.
had the opportunity to see him play, and a lot of fans want to see that. And I'm glad that Dave at least opened up to the opportunity of us seeing some of the starters run Friday. So that's a big deal to me. And Waller,
Right.
I don't expect to see him play at all in the preseason, like you said, a veteran like that, a guy that's been in the league a
Right.
long time. He's trying not to do those things. He's
Right.
not coming to the Panthers to start over and prove something new. He's just coming here to
Right.
continue what he's been doing, which was a decent season in Miami last year. So I'm not surprised at what's going on there. And I'm with you 100%. I do not think that they're looking to put him on the practice squad or anything like that, or cut him like Mike K was saying. I think that he's going to be a part of this offense moving forward. Probably tight end too, because tight end one's going to be Tommy Tremble as a primary blocker mostly, but also catch some passes like we saw Friday. And then Waller will
Hmm.
be the second guy on the field. It would be my opinion, just my opinion.
Right. What I think they kind of divide that up in two. Actually, I don't think you call Waller a tight end one. You kind of call him his own slot tight end. That's what I would call him. He's not really all that effective lining up next to the tackle. He's just not. He's more of the slot tight end role. He can do that. He's done that before, but at least to start off for the first couple games this year, Waller will not be the starter because Waller's still going to get used to the offense. He's still going to get used to the players and the connection. And listen, if it happens, I think Tommy and Waller. If you come out in the middle of week one and Waller's the starter, Tommy ain't going to get upset about it. Tommy's just that team guy. Tommy knows his role. Tommy knows he's better as a blocking possession style tight end, and I don't think I think tight end who starts and who's in number one and the twos in the tight end room, I think is quietly overrated by fans in the tight end room. Great deal. I think they use them guys in so many roles and facets that it's because Tommy doesn't line up in the slot, but Waller does. Like Jatavian lines up in the slot, Tommy doesn't. So it would be putting Tom as much as we talk about putting Waller or JT next to the tackle on a running down the field is a mistake because the guy don't fit that role. It's just as a mistake to put Tommy out there on the slot. So uh, just different style roles to me. So, but
And the one thing
Cam,
they can't do, Pickle, is they can't only put Waller on the field when we're passing. Teams will figure out
right?
that in just a couple of weeks.
Yes,
It won't take
exactly.
them no time. They got to avoid doing
Right.
stuff like that. Maybe use him as a decoy some too. That would help.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh Cam Jackson was in a red jersey today because of concussion protocol. Will Lee, uh, uh, I really have trouble saying that dude's name. Caleb Evans, and wide receiver Jason Reed, linebacker Jalen Phillips, all returned to practice after missing last week with Jacksonville due to minor injuries. And these were all minor injuries, folks. In a real regular season games, they all would have probably played hurt. That's just how the NFL is.
Mhm.
Uh, this
I know
this is
it was
smart. This
encouraging.
is right. This is smart coaching. Go ahead, Jake.
No, I was just gonna say it's encouraging to see Will Lee's back because we need him right now. I mean, especially with Caleb Evans too. I think Caleb Evans and
Right.
Will Lee's gonna be those guys that's gonna be really backing up Mike Jack and J.C. Horn. Those are the two corners that at this point you could semi count on right now. I mean, we've had a lot of questions with who's gonna be playing behind Mike Jack and J.C. Horn that can step up into the role if they're ever called on. And Corey Thornton hasn't looked 100% so
No,
far coming back from that injury.
right.
Uh, Pretty much anybody behind him is just suspect. You can't. I wouldn't count. I'm definitely not putting no prize pick money on any of them cornerbacks behind him.
Well, Willie struggled so far in camp. Don't say he's a bad pick. He's just struggled a little bit with the speed of the NFL, and he'll catch up. He will catch up. He's going to catch up, and that's not even a slight worry. Caleb Evans is that vet. He played some games for us last year. Um, you know, I found it real hard when I was trying to do a 53-man roster, not giving him a spot over a fifth safety, because Caleb Evans is better on the field in coverage than that fifth safety is. He just is. And I found that real hard. And then Canales said today, Deez, if you remember, when Canales was asked about it, he was asked about Corey Thornton, and he kind of says the same thing about Corey Thornton, Charles Smith Wade, and Caleb Evans. He said we played them all at safety and all at corner, and they're all interchangeable back there. That's a quote what he said. And I thought that was odd, but at the same time telling, because we know a lot of us love uh, Simmons, Isaiah Simmons. We really do. He's at fifth corner. He's a special team guy. But does special teams save that fifth corner, or do you keep an extra, or that fifth safety, or do you keep an extra corner because he's better in coverage if he can spot a safety as well? Cole, what
I'm
do you think?
keeping it.
I'm taking that first round pick that you said.
Go ahead, Jake.
I was just gonna say I'm keeping the better player. I mean,
For
yeah,
sure.
of course you're gonna need them to play special teams. I mean, your special teams has got to be good. I mean, special
Right.
teams does matter. It's a important aspect. You don't want to have a punt or kickoff or take it to the house because you ain't got nobody out there that can make a tackle. I mean, you're gonna have these guys have to step up and play special teams. But if it comes down to it, I'm still gonna lean to I want the better player between the two. I don't care if between safety or cornerback. I just want the best player between the two.
Absolutely. Speaking of special teams, Frankie, uh, I call it Flippy, but I may be wrong. How do you say that? How do you say that name really?
Felipe.
Don't
Felipe.
worry about it. It's Flippy. Just call him Flippy
Fa.
Pickle.
Just do
Anyway, tight
Felipe.
end Franks, tight
There
end
you go.
Armor Hall Franks. He had an excellent over the shoulder catch today for a big
He
game,
did.
throwing off Kyle Trask on 11-on-11 drills. He's a guy that Madden, who's only got him as a 55, needs to jump at rating up about 15, or maybe 15 point, might be too much. But anyhow, uh, uh, to jump them ratings up a little bit, I think he's going to be active, and I'm gonna touch on special teams. I think too many people are clicking for special teams. Franks uh, was here not last year, but year before that, and was a stud on our special teams, uh, right along Bryson Tremaine. So Frank could easily slide in and replace Bryson Tremaine if the staff feels that Tremaine's special team ability can be taken up by somebody else.
Pickle, that's a good question I have for you, right quick. Do you hold
Right.
Franks in a higher regard than you do Tremaine
Yes,
right
I
now?
do. Yes,
It's a good
I do.
question.
Right. And because Franks can play multiple roles. And I still want to see a and Franks had to get developed as a tight end before you could do this. But you put Franks on one of them end runarounds as a tight end, and he can launch that ball because he used to be a quarterback. He's
Hmm.
done those roles in practice. So don't tell me that it's not. They wouldn't practice it if they don't plan to use it at some point. So that is issue. Brady Christensen actually took reps today at tackle and not guard. and he's been taking guard all summer. Rookie safety Zeke Wheatley picked off starting quarterback Bryce Young on 7-on-7 work. And cornerback Corey Thornton ended practice with a diving pick off Kenny Pickett.
I know the fans are saying it, and I completely agree. I'm starting Zakee Wheatley over Nick Scott. I'm rolling that the hell out there. I really am.
Right.
I wish we would
I,
think like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. I think Zakee Wheatley could bring more to this defense. I mean, is he gonna make mistakes? Sure, yes. So does Nick Scott. Nick Scott's a veteran. He still makes mistakes. I mean, he had a way better season last year than a year prior to that. But I mean, my God, I mean, you wasn't asking for a lot for it to be improvement between that season and last season. But yeah, I just want Zakee Wheatley out there too because he's a playmaker, man. I know he's young, but you pair him with Trayvon Merrick, and I mean, it's just I think you could really have something going. And then you put Ransom out there too, because you know Evero loves his safety,
right.
three safety system, so to speak. So I definitely think it's time, y'all. I really do think it's time that somebody moves Nick Scott out the way and say, "Hey, I'm here."
Right.
And
And
I just wanted to add
go
hats off to Dan
go
Morgan
ahead.
Pickle for picking up Wheatley.
Hmm.
I mean, hats off to Dan. I mean, what a pick. I didn't
Great draft
expect
pick.
that Wheatley was going to play this well in the preseason. I didn't think he was going to make this many plays, but the guy is constantly around the football. I mean, he's literally a ball hawk. I mean, that's something they said about him in his scouting profile, but they say that about a lot of guys. But we've really
Hmm.
seen that from Wheatley, and a sure tackler, too. And I don't remember a lot of people talking about what a great tackler Wheatley is, but he sure has done it. Led us in 2 games in tackles. The guy's all over the place, and him making more plays today. On top of that, Corey Thornton stepping up, making plays now. I think Corey just got a little banged up here in training camp, and that's all that was kind of holding him back. They've got some tough decisions to make back there in that secondary. There's a lot of guys that are playing really good and really do contribute to this team from what we have seen in years past. I'm excited about what we got going on, whether it's at safety or corner position. I feel like the Panthers are loaded right now. We've got solid depth behind our starters, no doubt.
Absolutely. And
Shout out to Shaw Smith Wade, who I think had the highlight of the game. I really do. That interception that he had was
hmm
absolutely filthy. We're talking about a guy who
right.
we actually had question marks of. We, you know,
I
he,
I
he need
I said
he
he wouldn't
needed
be
to
on the
step
roster.
up. Yeah,
I
I said
did.
it too. I'm not afraid to admit it. I said it too. I said that Corey Thornton should be the guy over him. But hey, if Smith Wade keeps developing, keeps playing like that, man, hey, he's gonna make this roster, y'all. He just is.
He is. He is. And yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to bring that up a little bit. Go ahead.
I mean, Pickle, you can't take him off the field. I mean, in a sense, if
Right.
you're getting turnovers like that, no matter if, you know what I'm saying, it's just something you risk with. Sometimes you mess
Mhm.
up, get burnt, but just got to
Right.
throws around the ball. That happens.
Exactly. Right now, he's playing better than Corey Thornton.
He is.
Right now, he's ahead of as a nickel job. He's ahead of Corey Thornton. And because Will Lee has struggled a little bit, he's more of your outside guy anyway. Fact is, the last few preseason games, Chow Smith Wade has actually lined up on the outside some
Which is what he
because they
mainly
don't
did in college. Was that he was an outside corner.
exactly.
So that's
So
interesting that they revisited that.
right. So that's a lot of interesting things is going down. And yes, I would start weekly too, but I don't think Ivero will because Ivero doesn't like to
Nope.
start rookies. So,
Hard headed.
but
He's hard headed. Yep.
right. But next year, if Dan Morgan feels that some of these guys ain't getting fair chances, he's just going to stop re-signing the guys. One day, Scott leaves a free agency. Ivero calls Dan a few weeks. You're not signing Scott. Dan said, "Yep, you're right." A few weeks later, Evero called him. He said, "Dan, we not supposed to sign Scott. I told you I wanted him back." Dan said, "No, we're going in different directions. We got a young safety on it. We're going to start him." And that's the end of the conversation. And Evero has to adapt. And that's how it works. Now, I'm thinking Evero should be not be here anyway. Hopefully, Lord be willing, he gets a head coach job and I won't have to put up with him no more because I'm not an Evero fan and I'm never going to be an Evero fan. We went to the Super Bowl with the #1 defense. I still won't be a Rivero fan.
I'm
Uh,
not sure about that.
y- No,
That
I don't
I
know.
won't
I
be
might
a
be.
Barrel
Hey,
fan.
I agree
I
with you.
might be
D.
happy.
I agree
I
with
might be happy with there, but I still won't be an Avero fan.
I like how D just.
Bill Belichick took multiple teams to the Super Bowl and walked away with a bunch of rings. I still can't call him. I still don't want him here. So
You know when that sound when a record jumps, got the sound. That's what D just came in there with. I don't know about that. I'm with you on that. If we had the number one overall defense, I definitely like damn Evero. Good job.
all right, all right,
I'm on your side now when it comes to that scheme
all right.
100%. Bye bye
On these,
4-3. Hello 3-4 hybrid.
all right, we'll
Man,
shut up about Avero right now. On these 53-man rosters, they both have them taking Haynes King, taking 3 quarterbacks. Uh, and Kyle Trask is not in any of those occasions. So, uh, but Haynes King still hasn't played though, and I said earlier I could see them doing that, but at the same time, Haynes is really liked by Dan Morgan. I know that Dan Morgan really likes Haynes King, so Dan may not want to go down that route anyway. Dan may not want to go down that route. So, uh, he may just say no. Haynes is where he's at, and that's how life is, and puts his foot down and leaves it that way. I can actually see that. Uh, uh,
Dave turns in his cut
but
sheet. He sees Haynes King on it. He wads it up, throws it in the trash. That's exactly what Dan's
yeah,
going to do.
yeah,
No, we're not doing that.
yeah.
We're
Well,
going a different direction.
yeah, I can see Dave turning in his cut sheet and Dan looking at it and say, "Well, isn't that special?" Puts it in his pocket and gets back to his office and says, "This guy's staying. This guy's staying. This guy ain't staying, and this guy ain't staying." And when all the cuts are announced, Dave calls up Dan and said, "What happened, bro?" He said, "I'm the GM, bro.
If they
You're the
cut
head coach."
Haynes King, man, that's just he's gone.
Yeah, I don't think they will though. I really don't. Um, on the running backs, both of them actually had us keeping 4 running backs. Um, um, now Mike Kay, who's really knowledgeable as far as the team and development goes, said the one thing that folks need to remember is Dylan has been featured heavily on special teams this whole summer. Dylan was a core special teamer since he was a rookie in Green Bay. He wasn't a lot in when he was active. He played on special teams for Philly, but he really was recovering from that neck injury, so he really wasn't able to play much up in with Philly. But you add him, you add uh Franks. I don't see why you need to keep Bryson Tremaine just for special teams. But I want to say this, but Canales so far in preseasons, Bryson Tremaine's the only one out there for the first and second string. He's never went out there, or he didn't play late Saturday or late Friday, I don't believe. So but Bryson Tremaine hasn't caught hardly anything this whole preseason, has he, Cole?
And I was just sitting here thinking as you were saying that, Pickle, that like that was my guy last year. I saw a lot of things from him. He looked good at FanFest. I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying that he's a bad player. He's gotten worse, but his chances, I feel like, even if he does get on the team and gets on the field, his targets are going to be very limited. So, yeah, I see him as expendable right now, unfortunately, Jake.
You ever
Right.
seen that man run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it look like he's doing so much effort with his arms, but his legs ain't going nowhere?
Because
He
he's
like
not natural running.
well,
No.
I know that, and I'm not
And
saying that this man should have blazing speed, but by God, dude, like he looks like JT Sanders out there. Like they're putting so much
Stop it.
effort to run.
oh,
But
I
they
think
look like they got
JT's
center
faster.
blocks tied to their feet, man. It's like
I
I'm
truly
trying to
believe
get there. I'm trying to get there. Just
I-
can't get there.
It's
Right.
just because
I
you've been
truly-
watching Jimmy Horn run down the
I
middle.
blinded
I
by the
truly
speed,
believe
Cole.
JC Horn. Yeah, you got me. I truly believe JC. I believe Mitch Evans is faster than Bryson.
Oh, I
Tremaine.
agree to that. I
Probably.
will
Yeah,
agree with
I
that.
don't. Bryson Tremaine. Bryson Tremaine is not a real. Yeah, I looked up a stat today of a guy that played in the league, and I didn't get anybody to respond to it, I don't believe. Carl Hankton was a core special teams wide receiver, was on the Panthers for 4 or 5 years,
Name
and
is definitely familiar.
he was awful as a wide receiver. You knew you went the dog crapola of the depth chart if Carl Hankton had to come out there and play wide receiver. You knew you was bad.
Yeah,
But
I had no idea who that was when you put that stat
right,
sheet in the chat. I remember
yeah,
I had a
and
complete and utter. I'm like, nah, I don't know who this is.
yeah, it's guy nobody knows. He just played on special teams, and I always thought that was a wasted roster spot, and it truly was. But he was a core special teamer, so who am I? So, um, but and I'll say this too. I think AJ Dillon should be the number 3 running back going into
I
the
agree,
season.
Amen.
100%.
And if that I don't believe uh A Chain should be active just to play returner. If that's the only spot, we've got other people that can do
Jimmy
that,
Horn, who I think's a
and
better
that's just
returner
fact.
in my
Right,
He
opinion.
is a
exactly.
better
I
returner.
think Jimmy Horn would be my top returner from kick returner and punt returner, and you know, but
Just after that 40
because
yard
there's
run,
nothing.
Pickle.
Right, yeah, exactly. There's nothing that that Bryce Tremaine does on special teams, or nothing that he does as a wide receiver, nothing that uh A Chain does as a running back or on special teams that can't be done by somebody else with more talent and better ability.
Here's
Pickle would
what
get
gets
laughed
my
at.
goat.
I would like to see XL out there doing some returns. I wish XL would do a kick return or a punt return just to try to get him in open space at top speed and see if he can do something decent. Just want to throw that in there right quick.
We saw it a couple
No, I'm
times
with you.
last year. Not many, but
Right.
it was. I don't know, man. Speaking of speed, who looks like they should be way faster, and ran a 4.3, and that's excellent. I haven't seen that 4.3
Well, you got to
speed on
remember
game
some of
day.
them speeds that
Oh,
y'all
I know they're
quoted
in their
are when
underwear.
they're done their underwear. I mean,
They're in
if they
their
play
underwear. I
football
get
in their
that.
underwear, they may be as fast as that, but they don't. Go ahead, Deez.
Well, no, there was a couple of things that we went over. I wanted to comment on. One was the AJ Dillon thing. Ain't nobody
Right.
said nothing about AJ Dillon playing special teams. Nobody has reported anything.
I just found
But
out he was
today-
doing it today. Yeah.
Exactly. So today we're doing roster 53 projections because it's Cutdown week.
Right.
Like Pickle said earlier,
Right.
Cutdown happens Sunday. And now there's multiple reports coming out from beat reporters today talking about the great job that AJ Dillon has done all training camp. And that's not reality. Yes, he has done that. Yes, he's going to make the team for that. But the reality of the situation is the guy scored 2 touchdowns in these preseason games. He's out there performing.
Boom.
That's what really the difference is. I just, I don't like all the fluff. I'd say just call it like it is. And that's what we've been doing here on the Blue and Black Attack. The guy's been playing great when he's in the football game. You know what I mean? 250-pound halfback, running over people, breaking tackles, carrying people to the end zone. You watch Friday night. What he had 4 people trying to tackle him on the way to the end zone and plowed in there. It ain't got nothing to do with the special teams play. Yes, he can do that. Yes, that's in his bag. Yes, that's a part of the equation. But what the real reason is why he's making this roster is because of his production running the football. He's looked a little better than Achane has looked running the football, to be honest, and maybe Achane needs a little more time to develop. But a veteran like Dillon, and when we've been wanting a power back here for years and years, is a perfect fit for us, and especially the way he's playing football right now. Not to mention that football he caught down the sideline. Nobody expected him to be a pass catcher out of the backfield, but he's got that in his bag too. So I don't know. It struck me odd today, Pickle, that now he's such a great special teams player. But when here on the Blue and Black Attack, we've been screaming about how well he's been playing in these preseason games.
Absolutely.
We've seen the production. And you had a whole video on about production over seniority. The guys that are producing, let them make the team. And that looks like that's what the Carolina Panthers are going to do. And the beat writers are just jumping on the wave.
Right. Well, let me read this real briefly. This is what Alex Zillow says. At the end, I predict the Panthers go with Achane and Dillon. H8 is a second-year, fourth-round pick, and the Panthers front office has expressed this with their words and their actions over and over. Uh, but all it says, Dylan has 2 touchdowns in 3 games. He's extended in camp. He's ascended in camp. He's taken the Panther scheme well, Canales said, has maximized every run with his understanding of how to execute every kind of mash, mid-zone duo, stress play, etc. He's carved out a nice role on special teams units such as punt return and punt coverage teams. So that right there, in a nutshell, tells you that AJ Dillon and Felipe Franks can do anything the others can do. So
That
we don't
helps.
need to keep a wide receiver that's not productive as a wide receiver just to fill out the special teams. AJ Dillon is better on special teams, and he's better in the game than Bryson Tremaine is.
I'll tell you another guy who's going to be counted on special teams and played a lot of it in college, and that's Jackson Kuwatch. He played a lot of special teams. It might have been in the MAC with Ohio, but still, he has
Right.
a lot of special team reps for there. And I mean, he's going to be a guy that's going to be backing up, and he's going to make the 53-man roster, y'all. I'm just going out to
We're
say that
going
right now.
we're going to get the linebacker there, bro. Just calm down. Wide receiver. Alex has the Panthers keeping 6 wide receivers: T Mac, Coker, XL, Bryson Tremaine, Jimmy Horn Jr., and Jason Reed. I disagree with that. Now, Mike K has us keeping 6 receivers, which is Tedderona McMillan, Coker, Xavier Leggett, Bryson Tremaine, Jason Reed, and Jimmy Horn Jr. It's the same. They're keeping the same guys, both of them do. But I think Bryson Tremaine. Again, I say this: if you cut John Michie to keep Bryson Tremaine, you're making a mistake. Now, Bryson Tremaine, or John Michie, I believe. I hope if they do that, which is to be a mistake, he can squeeze him on practice squad. I personally would cut Bryson Tremaine and keep John Michie because John Michie is a better overall receiver than Bryson Tremaine is. What do y'all think?
I absolutely. I mean, and not only that, you have the connection with Bryce at Alabama. I just believe John Mechie is still going to be more valuable to our offense than Bryson Tremaine, even if Bryson Tremaine was a special team player, which we just mentioned several other guys that could do just as good on special teams as, if not better, than Bryson Tremaine. So I'm with you, Pickle, 100%. I'm rolling with John Mechie over Bryson Tremaine in a heartbeat.
I'm gonna go with
Absolutely.
Mechie too, for the same reasons Jake said, as well as I just want to add this quick little stat. When he played with Bryce Young, Mechie was 1,000-yard receiver, so I think there's something there for him to be able to produce for us if he were to get on the field. I like him. He's faster than people give him credit for, in my opinion.
Right, right. Now, Casey Washington, I really like him a lot, but I think he's a guy that we can that hopefully he clears waivers and we put him on our practice squad.
I'm stashing him and Rock Taylor both, Pickle. Both of
Right,
Ooh,
them on the
Rock.
practice squad.
right. I agree.
That's probably. No, go ahead,
Say,
D.
All right, go ahead.
let's get game together. You know what I mean? We were all
Right,
in the
right.
same room watching, basically, or whatever, watching that
Right.
game together. And Mechie took over that game. He took it over. He
Yes.
was unstoppable.
He did.
He was the one making not some of the plays, he was making all of the plays. And that was with Pickett at quarterback. So I can only imagine the chemistry he has with Bryce and what he could do with Bryce out there on the field. I've listened to a lot of other people get their opinions on this, like the beat writers and such, and they really don't have a lot of confidence that he's making the team. And I think he's here because Bryce told him to bring him in, give him a chance, give him an
Right.
opportunity.
I think
And
so.
when he had to go out there and prove it, he did. He really did when he had the chance. And we're going to see him Friday. We're going to see him play again. He's going to get another shot at this thing. Now, I think if he has another big game, he's a lock, dude. I don't see how you're cutting a guy with that kind of. What do you have? 77 yards or something? I'm making that number up. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. No, it was. You're right.
But it was
Yeah,
up there. He had a
77
great
yards.
game.
Right.
And let me walk something back too while I'm at it. And Pickle already mentioned it. The KC Washington. All right. After the game, I was real fired up. The dude's been making plays all preseason. I was like, he might get picked up on waivers. Okay, I'm gonna walk that back. He'll probably. And I told Pickle this last night. He probably could clear waivers now. That's how I feel about it. I don't think he's a guy that other teams are targeting, but we don't know, like a team like the Texans, which is something that Pickle brought up, might need a guy like that or might want a guy like that down on the roster. Casey Washington. Right. So I'm just saying, look out for it. You know, I'm a little softer on it now than I was Friday, man. But if Casey goes out there again this Friday against the Texans and scores another touchdown and catches for another 30 to 50 yards, I mean, don't you think he's a guy that everybody's chomping at the bit waiting for the Panthers to cut? Dave Canales even talked about this today in his presser, Pickle. He talked about, I want to keep 7, but I don't know if we can. So it's really ironic how these beat reporters and writers come out here and said 6 is the number, and Dave pretty much echoed that at the presser. So do we just need to be focused on 6 going forward, or can we squeak somebody on? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think you know, Michi spent 2 years drafted by the Texans, 23 and 24. Okay. Then he was traded to Philly, and he spent a year in with the Jets. He was traded to the Jets. Then he came here. And he produced very well. If he comes to these joint practices and he shows out, he's impressed. There are staff there that know him, including the head coach. And then he turns around and ends up in the preseason game and really shows out there. And yeah, they traded for a receiver today, but they're looking to their sheets and they realize Mechie's available on waivers, and he looked pretty good against us. We could use an extra guy. He knows us already. They may claim him. That's highly possible. Because they'll be in joint practices to know firsthand what Mechie can do. Yeah, it's just, and the fact is, the Giants could too, because they saw what Mechie can do. They know by standing in practice, in joint practices, Mechie practices hard. He plays hard. Did he have injury issues early in his career? Yes. It's well documented, but he's turning his career around. But again, if he clears waivers, if we cut him and he clears waivers, you have to put him on your practice squad because we'll need him, I believe, before this season's over. I believe if we're not careful, we're going to let a good receiver walk out that door, and when the game's on the line and you have to have a receiver to catch the ball, and Bryson Tremaine ain't got the speed to get down to the field, look at your head coach and say, there's your boy, what happened? Blame that head coach and only that head coach, because that's the guy you should look at and question when these mistakes happen. The incompetence of some fans to blame a quarterback because the receiver can't get downfield is ignorant at its best. And yes, I'm being polite and nice. And there's a lot of them out there. Problems. The ignorance that some of these fans are.
Tell them, Pickle.
We've been waiting for this day when we can have these conversations about the wide receiver. It wasn't that long ago. Adam Thielen was our best wide receiver on this team, and he's not in the league anymore. And we revitalized his career 100%, and he didn't do anything at Minnesota. And now we finally got some competition out here, some young guys that are growing and developing. No matter what they've been through in the last couple of years in the league, they're playing great right here, right now, and that's what matters. It really does matter on Sunday. We need all that depth at the wide receiver position. I think that Dave Canales and Brad Idzik are built to build wide receiver rooms, and they're doing it here in Carolina right now. And if we got to cut somebody extra on D to keep them on this wide receiver room, then that's just what we got to do. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. From what I saw Friday night, these guys, Kenny Pickett and Kyle Trask, slinging the ball up and down the field, and these guys making plays. You got to do something. You're crazy not to. Right. Because look at, people get hurt, man. It's a long season. We need this kind of depth, and I'm glad we got it, Pickle.
Yeah, Diesel skills. Last year we had a guy on our roster named Hunter Renfro, a wide receiver. Was healthy, inactive nearly the whole year. Old man, inactive health year. Now he's retired. Let me ask you something. Did it accomplish anything having Hunter Renfro on his roster?
No.
Anybody answer that question? Okay, that's my point.
Used him right.
If you're going to have a wide receiver that may or may not get activated, let it be a guy like Jason Reed who needs to learn and develop. Let it be a guy like John Minchie who can play other roles when he needs to, and he'll learn as he goes. He's got a future. The concept is mind-boggling stupid. If he's your best friend, that's nice. You don't win Super Bowls making sure your best buddy who ain't got talent to play that position keeps your job. All right, that's what I'm here. I'm not here to entertain and create friendships in the league. I'm not here for the patty cake bakers man head coach. Okay, this is a big year for players and coaches and that front office. And yes, folks, if we have a losing season, I'm going to ask for every single one of their resignations. That's fact. I'm going to preach on it. We're on this very podcast. All right. I will not be silent on the ignorance that this fan base and these other folks are producing, including podcasters. They narrow-mindedly produce it their own way. Receiver runs the wrong route. Oh, it's the quarterback because he ain't doing his job. Shut the hell up. You're a biased son of a bitch, and I don't want to hear no more. Keep pounding, yo.
Keep pounding. Hey, Panther Gal. Hold on before I can answer you. Wait a minute. Name it, Pickle. Panther Gal. Yeah. There was fans that actually comment about his performance. They calling him like he's the king of preseason. Apparently, I don't know, but that man was willing and dealing though against the Jaguars. I must say, it's like after a little bit, he just found the flow, man. That connection that he had with Mechie, man, it really was special because they were just willing and doing whatever they want to out there on the field.
Right, and if something happens to Bryson, Kenny has to go in because he will. He's the first. He's the number 2 guy. Then it's not designed good anyway. But if Bryce goes down, we'll see what Kenny can do. And if Kenny don't get it done, I'm thinking they'll see what Haynes King can do.
Kenny one glove.
Something happens to Bryce, people will throw in the towels. Here we're going to say now it gets interesting.
He honestly looked comfortable in that offense though, Pickle too. He really did against the Jack. I mean, he didn't look like he was worried or panicking. He really did get in the zone.
Well, guys, real quick, let's jump back on this thing. I've got myself sidetracked. Tight end wise, Alex Ziegler has been keeping 5 tight ends: Tommy, Mitch Evans, Darren Waller, Tre'Davious Sanders, and Felipe Franks. Now, real quick, I'm gonna read you who Mike K's got. He's got us keeping Tommy Tremble, Mitch Evans, JT Sanders, and Franks. And he has Darren Waller getting cut. And because Waller is an older veteran and he doesn't apply to special teams, he'll make the practice squad. I disagree with this scenario altogether. Both scenarios.
That's why you got to do this.
I do. I disagree with both scenarios. Yeah. Now, how about your
Now,
boy, Jake?
I definitely disagree on both scenarios too. I don't think we keep five tight ends. I believe we keep four. And Darren
Right.
Waller is absolutely going to be one of them as long as
Right.
he's healthy come week one. He's
And
definitely got one of them spots.
right. And rest you not affair not rest you
Oh,
guys to understand this tight end room is probably the most, and I tweeted this to Alex and Mike today. This tight end room is probably the most intriguing room in all of camp right now, maybe even more so than wide receivers, because Felipe Franks, who we've already discussed, is looking a lot better as a tight end. He brings you so much in special teams. And JT Sanders, um, he started out competing with Tommy from a starter job. Now he's competing with Felipe Franks for the special teams role. I know there's people. I chatted in a group this weekend who a gentleman, I wish I could remember his name, but I don't. So I'm not going to throw out names I don't remember. So he was saying that JT is the only guy who can step in for Waller if Waller gets hurt. That may be so, but in my opinion, they're going to cut JT Sanders. Now they could add him to the practice squad if he clears waivers. He may not. But, or they could simply trade him. I think you'll see a trade, and I think JT Sanders will be traded before 6 o'clock on Sunday.
What you want?
Y'all tell me what you
Fifth round? You want a fifth rounder?
whatever I can get. Whatever I can get. A fifth would be nice.
It's probably going to be six.
We may get a conditional six, and the condition is if he makes their roster. So
Yeah, that sounds more likely. You're
possible.
right. I think it's funny that Cole's. I think Cole was the first. No, Pickle was definitely the first one to say that JT was going to get cut, Jake. But then Cole really started in on it, when Cole starts in on it, he goes all in on it, and he was 100% saying JT was going to get cut. And now here we are tonight on Deal With It, episode 34, and the chat agrees. I mean, these guys watch this Panthers football every bit just as much as we do, and they're in the chat saying the same thing. JT's gone because you have to ask yourself, Jake, why did they go get Waller? Why did they go get him? To cut him? That's what Mike K said. That don't make no sense to me, brother. What you think?
It sucks to say and it sucks to see because he's a guy that literally just lost his roster spot, in my opinion. Like a guy that we all wanted to step up and see him take that next step. I mean, a lot of the reason why we was hyped for him coming out of college from Texas, man, the dude, he had some legit good games for Texas, and then his rookie year he had a couple good games, and then that injury to his neck, and he ain't been the same since then, man. And he's taken a step back, and that's not good to see if you're trying to make the 53.
Right. And one thing I'll add real quick is I was very high on Sanders, a lot high, but even when we drafted him, even when we drafted him, I said the issue with Sanders is he has to learn how to block, and he has to stay healthy, and he's done neither one. So, and the to me the issue kind of hit the wall when you signed Darryl Waller. Now I know he was Sanders was a fourth round pick a few years ago, about 3 years ago, I think. Wasn't it Cole 3 years ago?
Getting about that time, yes, sir.
Anyway, all that being said, Sanders, one thing about JT's been in the league, but don't even say. Anyway, he's been in the league 3 years. So, that being said, you got to remember we cut former third round pick of the Carolina Panthers, Johnson, a few years ago on his third year. So no, it wasn't his third year; it was his second year. We cut him. So don't act like it's unheard of to cut a draft pick. And just last year, we had a 6th round guy make the 53-man roster, and the very next day, or 2 days later on Wednesday, they made some waiver claims, and on Wednesday they cut Fromedy, who's now I think with the Packers. I think so. It's not unheard of.
You couldn't get a cold cut sandwich for Zavala.
Well, now, why you gonna start here with me? And then
Listen,
I
the
ain't
only
the one,
way.
I ain't the one to
No.
say. I didn't start. I'll bring the chat. Don't blame me.
No. Right. Listen,
Oh, you're
and I
leaving
know.
chat.
I listen. The only way we get anything for Zavala if we pay somebody else to take him. We're gonna cut that.
We would
dude.
have to give a soda
We would have to.
machine,
We would have
a
to give
family
away a
box of
pick for
Bojangles,
somebody
extra
to take
dirty
him
rice.
if we needed to. So, right.
It's a
I mean,
damn
And maybe
shame.
Cole,
Chipotle.
Cole, let me ask you something. If
What's
the
up,
if the Vikings, I'll just throw a team out there. The Vikings offered you a no. If the Philadelphia Eagles offered you a Philly steak cheese sandwich, freshly made, flown by helicopter to your home, if you traded them Chandler Zavala, would you take it?
Did it have a bite taken out of it or no?
No.
There's a big sandwich too, jumbo size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
Exactly. There you go. So,
I would probably take it with the bite taken out of it as well.
I'd have to know who took the bite out of it. But
Right.
He just wanted to know what
offensive
kind of
line-
shape we were in right there.
that's it.
Absolutely.
Offensive line goes. Alex has we keeping 9 offensive linemen: Walker, Lewis, Fortner, Hunt, Monroe, Freely, Sam Heck, Brady Christensen, Jake Curhan, and Stone Forsythe.
I disagree.
Mike has us keeping pretty much the exact same people. Now, Mike also adds that Nick Samak and Albert Reese will both probably be prioritized in practice squad if they clear waivers. My personal opinion, and I like Jake Curhan, but I would keep Albert Reese over
sir.
Jake Curhan because Jake Curhan sat out there and nobody signed him, and I'd put him on the practice squad instead of Albert Reese because Albert Reese is a young he's undrafted
Yeah, he's
rookie,
an undrafted rookie.
and he's
yes, sir.
played both in practice and preseason. He's played both tackle positions and both guard positions in practice. That's high with success, by the way. You're not finding those guys don't grow on trees.
You're right. Oh, well, we have one of those guys, and we let him walk, and now he's like a backup guard or might even be a starter for the Texans when it came to Kingston. You remember him?
Right.
Pickle. I think that we got the same situation right now. We cannot make this mistake again, man, especially with how many injuries we usually have across our offensive line. Albert Reese, I think, is improving week by week by week. He, like Pickle just said, he played both tackle positions, both guard positions. He played guard and tackle in college. I mean, that versatility is very important, and I think you have to keep him. You got to find a way to keep him on his roster. I am cutting Stone Forsythe in a heartbeat to keep Albert Reese on the 53-man roster.
See, I'm with Jake on that, Pickle. I agree with that 100%. Me and you got into this tackle and the guard discussion last night because we got to have the depth, like Jake was pointing out.
Right.
We've got to have guys on the roster that we can depend on and come in. And Curhan was a guy like that last year. He did do that, come in and play guard for us. Now, when we talk about Curhan as a backup tackle, I don't like it, except it maybe right tackle. I would not put him at left in an NFL game right now. He's not ready for that. But at right tackle, maybe. But I don't even want to talk about Monroe being out for some reason. There's no reason for him to be there, but the guard depth is what I'm concerned with and the reason to keep Curhan on the roster. But he's a guy that you can put on the practice squad. We can elevate him a couple times. We did that last year. That's an okay role for Curhan, but But I'm glad they brought
Mhm.
him back. It's not a guy that we need to make the same mistake and let him walk out the door again. As far as Reese has proved it. Watch what he does Friday. You know Reese is going to play Friday. He's going to go out there and kill it probably, and it's going to be he's going to be undeniable as a make on this team. I just want to know really why they were running Brady at tackle so much. Do they like Reese and Curhan at guard, and that's why they're running Brady at tackle to see if they're better inside than outside? Do you think that's what was going on today, or do you think it's another reason why Brady was getting those reps at tackle?
I think I think Albert Reese is. I like to think that Albert Reese has impressed them, and the reality is, Canales liked Stone Forsythe from his Seattle days. I'm not certain the entire front office and coaching staff like Stone Forsythe. The question, though, that nobody's telling us is which offensive tackle spot did Brady line up on? Did he line up on left? Stone Forsythe's lined up on left, specifically left tackle, as a backup left tackle. He very rarely goes on the right side because Albert Reese has been man on the right side. If we knew exactly where Brady lined up to, it would take the priority. Now, Brady struggled at guard so far in camp. He just has, but he's recovered from that injury and he gets a lot of leeway to that, and rightfully so in a lot of ways. But it could go 50-50. It really can. It could go 50-50.
It's gonna hurt Mike K probably hearing this, but I don't think his boy Nick Samac makes his 53-man roster, and I think it's mainly because of our rookie that we drafted, who we was all high on too, Sam Hex. I mean, Sam Hex, another guy, y'all, that's getting better every week. It seems like we're seeing more good things out of him, and to keep three centers and your depth at that, they don't really play guard or just mainly center. They had the opportunity to play guard, but most of them guys are just strictly going to be center. And I think if that's the case, you just keep two, and then you have
Right,
the versatility out of these tackles and these other guards out that we was just talking about when it came to
right,
Albert Reeves, Brady Christian. You had those guys play that role.
right. Right. But I mean, I could see it a lot of ways. I personally would keep Jake Curhan. Like I said, I would release Stone Forsythe. I could see Canales' issue with going in with a rookie right tackle and a rookie backup swing tackle. But but that's how come you have Brady. So if you can put Brady as your swing tackle with Albert Reese playing your developmental offensive lineman who can play inside and out, and you keep Jake Curhan as your vet offensive guard, then you could go into a regular season game with five starting offensive linemen, a swing tackle and a guard and a backup center, and let Albert stay inactive and develop during practice and such, unless you truly needed it. That's what you could do. That's what I would do. Uh, I guess we're going to go on to the defensive linemen.
Yep.
Mike K has five defensive linemen: Derek Brown, Bobby Brown, Cam Jackson, Lee Hunter, and Aaron Hall. He also states Elijah Garcia. Well, he says that Hunter's the team or is that Elijah Garcia and Jared Harris Hunter could opt for a potential sixth spot. I don't see them keeping six offensive defensive linemen. Alex Ziegler has us keeping five as well, and his only difference on his is he has him keeping Jared Harris Hunter instead of Aaron Hall.
I think that's probably more
I
realistic. I agree
I
with
do
that
too.
take.
Right, and I like Aaron Hall a lot. I just think with Ivero's knack of not necessarily trusting rookies, and they put effort last year into developing Aaron Harris Hunt, and Harris Hunt played really good Friday. So
Within the
and Aaron
system.
Hall
You
played
got to point
okay,
that out.
but
Within the system.
right within the system, and he can play inside or out within what he's doing. Uh, and Aaron Hall might clear waivers, end up on our practice squad. That's what I'm worried about. What do y'all think?
I'm with
I'll be
you. That's
honest,
exactly
man.
what I think.
It's a
Yeah,
good
I'm gonna
call,
try
Pickle.
my best to. I'm gonna try my best to keep him on this team. I really am. You would want him to be able to make it to the practice squad so you can
Right,
continue to develop him, and just pray that another team don't pick him up, claim him.
right.
I just wish Bobby Brown had had a better preseason than what we've
Me
Oh
seen.
too,
man,
I,
Bees.
we saw him play at a really high level last year in a couple games, like flashing or whatever, and we haven't seen that this preseason. And I don't know if that's by design and they're just kind of taking it easy on him, or if he's downgraded from where he was last year. I have no idea. I'm not watching the practice every day like the beat reporters and the coaching staff is, so I don't know where he's at.
Mhm.
But I wish we had seen something from him because I had pretty high expectations for Bobby Brown this year. It was going to be Brown and Brown in the middle. It was going to be easy to keep up with.
Right,
Whoever was in there, we knew it was Brown, and that's was my expectation. They were going to play great, and they were going to help each other excel and have better seasons than they did last year. But we haven't seen it so far. So far in the preseason, I don't even know if we see it Friday. Do y'all expect to see anything from Bobby Brown on Friday?
no, but but I'll be honest with you. No, he's a starter. He probably won't play, but he should. He
yeah, I about to
should.
say
He
if they
should.
do play him out there, I want to see him play very well because you are right, These he has been relatively
Right,
quiet. I mean, a guy
right,
who I was definitely more high on in the free agency that we signed over Turk Wharton, but I mean,
right.
this is it for Bobby Brown. I believe. I mean, just like a lot of these players that we have on this roster, if he does not perform well this season, he won't be on this team after this year.
Right. I'll go a step farther. If Dan if Dan if maybe somebody gets cut by another team and Dan's really high on that guy, they could realistically replace Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's position isn't complicated. I mean, he lines up on the defensive line and he blocks, or he rushes a passer and stops a run. It's not highly complicated.
Pickle, this is a
But
good time for me to ask you this question. Let me get it
go
off.
ahead.
Lee Hunter and Cam Jackson, you think they could steal in some snaps from Bobby Brown this year? Could they steal some of his rep and roll?
Oh yeah, I think Cam Jackson starts, and Cam Jackson's dealing with a concussion. He's dealing with a concussion. Depending on how his concussion goes, does this affect the 53? I don't know. I don't
I
know
don't
that
think
it
it does.
does.
I
It
don't
may
think it
not.
does.
It may not. But
I think his roster
right.
spot
But
safe.
his. Oh, no, I'm not talking about his roster
Oh,
spot.
okay.
But
My
but
bad.
So,
if I
general
mean,
league
does
and snap
Cam
Oh,
count.
general. Yeah,
Jackson
I get you.
do they put? Is it? I don't think it's all that bad because we would know about it. But you have to wonder, is Cam Jackson's concussion the PUP type for a few weeks?
I
Might
hope
Or
be.
not.
is or do they feel, if they feel he can't play, does that make them concerned when they do their roster cuts? Because I've got them keeping 5 edge rushers. Do they sub 4 edge rushers with an extra defensive lineman? And
I,
are they willing to add another undrafted UDFA in place of Cam Jackson? I don't think so. I mean, I personally believe that Cam Jackson is our starting nose tackle,
Me
I
too.
agree.
with Harris Hunt playing your backup outside guy, and Lee Hunter right now playing your backup nose and backup outside guy because actually like Lee Hunter better on the outside than I like him on the inside.
So you already got them above Bobby Brown then.
I want to see Lee Hunter. No, well,
Right.
Bobby Brown is going to be out there on the.
Well, I mean,
I
there's
would
nothing wrong
start
with that. I was just
right.
curious. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it would be crazy to say that or
Right.
not. Honestly, that's why I asked.
If we enter week one and I just hypothetically say Cam Jackson's not out there because of his concussion, which is possible, I would start Lee Hunter on the outside and kick Bobby on the inside. I do not like Bobby Brown on the outside at all. I do not think he's. I don't think he's quick enough and fast enough to play on
No,
the
I
outside.
definitely
Now
think. I think
I
you
know he
definitely got to
had
keep him in the middle.
right. Now that being said, I think Cam Jackson and Bobby Brown are strictly nose tackles. I do not believe they're outside guys. That's why if they opt to bring in as somebody extra, that just I wouldn't shock me if so depending on who got cut off a different team that they bring in a replacement for Bobby Brown. It saves them some cap money as well as could add a veteran presence to a guy who has more of a push, unless they're comfortable with Lee Hunter on the outside and Bobby on the inside, uh, or or Bobby could be the guy off the bench covering for. I mean, you could realistically put Derek Brown, Cam Jackson, and Lee Hunter, and let Bobby come off the bench for assistance when it's needed.
I think we
Yeah.
need to see a lot more out of Lee Hunter this Friday. I, I know he's a rookie, but I want to see him out there get a bunch of reps, get him because I mean you're going to count. Everybody's going to play him. You know what I'm saying? That's just he's going to get some playing time. He might not be the starter, but he's going to get a bunch of playing time this coming season. And I believe he needs the reps in his preseason. I haven't seen enough out of him. I've seen a couple good plays from him, but it's kind of been like, man, you got to play him more in
Hmm.
preseason. I want to see
Right,
more.
right. And it's again. I said that at the beginning. Maybe Bobby Brown's issue is we're a scheme defense, and you don't scheme in preseason. So maybe he comes out week one and puts everybody to shutting the hell up
I'd
because
love to
they've
see it.
actually schemed for it.
I need a
I
whole lot
mean,
of
look,
that out of that whole draft class.
Bobby Brown. If Bobby Brown was
Free
to go
agency.
out against the Bears and get 2 sacks, maybe a forced fumble, he might be my player of the game.
Yeah, he shut
That'll turn the
everybody
shit
up.
around quick.
That's a great way to shut everybody up real quick. Just go out there and make two highlight plays like that affects the game. Like,
Right.
oh man, I ain't saying nothing, but he good.
That's it. Now, we all clear to move on.
Yeah, I'm good. I agree with.
Agree.
Yeah,
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all keep chatting, brother. I'm reading them. I can't reply to a lot of you because I'm running the
We see
thing. But
y'all. Appreciate you. Team.
we do see you and acknowledge you. Please keep it.
I'm
I
in
know.
there.
Not. Yep. Panther. He thinks 97 going to be all right, and 94 going to be all right. Let me see here. Inside linebacker.
Cool.
How do we jump from
You did D line. Now you
anyway?
go to backers.
What? Yeah, that's what I always thought. But okay.
Oh, your list went.
Alex got it messed up. So anyway, we're going outside linebackers. Mike K has us keeping Jalen Phillips, Patrick Jones, Princely Yuma Yellen, Thomas Incombe, and Trevor Gibson. And Jake's boy, Alex, got us keeping Jalen Phillips, Pat Jones, Princely Yuma Yellen, Thomas Incombe, and Trevor Gibson. Both of them have us cutting
Cam Gill.
Gilchrist. Cam Gill.
Cam Gill. Yeah, he's
Gilchrist.
injured too right now, ain't he? Is Cam Gill
No,
injured?
he's good. He's
Oh,
back.
he's good.
He's
Oh,
good.
that's
He's
good.
good
Well,
now.
I don't know.
Right.
That's an interesting name to go. I mean, I think it's going to be
Right.
him between him
I'm
and
not.
Gibson.
I'm actually like if I had those two, if I had to pick that, I actually like
You like Cam Gill over Gibson? Pickle?
I do I
I do
like
too.
Cam Gill over Thomas Incombe.
Oh, over Incombe. All right.
Yeah.
What about Gibson? Between Gibson and Cam Gill, would you still lean towards
No,
Cam Gill?
Gibson ain't going nowhere. I like Gibson quite a bit. Gibson's a little older, but Gibson came in off the bench last year because we needed help and produced. We've asked, they got him to stay over through training camp, and he's produced in camp. He's produced in preseason games. He's just a solid wild old veteran that that to me he's not going nowhere. He's 29 years old. He's played for multiple. He's played for San Francisco as a defensive end. He's played for Tennessee as an outside linebacker. He's played for Chicago as a defensive end. He's played in a 4-3 and a 3-4 both. He's got the skill set to do that. Yeah, Trevor Gibson is my fourth edge rusher right now on this team. He's my fourth edge rusher. There are certain situations I trust him more than I trust Princely, just because he has the veteran experience. And Thomas Incombs to me is just a special teamer. Fact is, I'll be honest with you, I would not keep 5 edge rushers. If I did, it would be a guy that comes in off the bench. It would be a guy, depending on waiver cuts. He would be the first guy cut if I needed.
I agree, Panthro. And I'll be honest with you, I think there's only one linebacker behind number 55 that I'd even keep on this roster. I'd cut everybody else, and that's the vampire Jackson Kuwatch. Only one.
Right. Well, we're going to cover the inside here in a minute. So, but does anybody have anything to say on the outside linebackers?
Nah.
Nah, it's a heck of a fight, man. It's a wild fight. Cam Gill and then Thomas Incoom. Both those guys have been playing good. You could, I don't know, throw something at a dartboard and see which one you hit. I don't know, man. That's a coin toss, really.
Right. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. But as far as inside linebacker goes, Mike K has us keeping 5 inside linebackers. Lloyd, Wallace, Carlos, Bam Martin Scott, Jackson Keywatch. While Jake's boy has us keeping 4 inside linebackers, and the same ones applies, except he has us cutting Jackson Keywatch.
I agree with neither one of those. Neither one of those. I don't like neither one. I think we keep. I like I just said, I would only keep. I mean, which you can't do it. You can't keep two middle linebackers.
No, I understand.
But Jackson Kuwatch is like the only guy that I've even seen outside of course, Devin Lloyd. But I mean, he's the only guy out there that I'd even put next to him. Claude Charles ain't showed me nothing. Trevin Wallace ain't showed me nothing. Bam Martin Scott, who I was high on, and I was hoping he's going to take that next step and continue to develop. Unfortunately, he hasn't made that next step, and I'd cut him too at this point.
Right, and I understand that. And listen, if they do waiver claims and they find somebody, they may take that. But right now, unfortunately, I think Wallace will start next to Lloyd with Claudette coming in. And I think Wallace and Claris actually split reps, and I think in the end, neither one of them are worth splitting reps on. But
Pickle, I hope somebody is signed to this roster and takes that damn spot at this point.
Listen, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And I think there's people in free agency right now that they ought to call. But
absolutely.
Anyway, I would have been all for fixing the inside linebacker position instead of the tight end position.
Me too.
We should have drafted Jacob Rodriguez, and I still stand by that, and I will always stand by that. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, Jake, I traded on my Madden game.
You traded for Jacob
Rodriguez?
Traded
for Jacob Rodriguez. Yeah.
Well, I bet you it felt great too. It would have felt great for me too.
Yep. He said I'm gonna start. He told me I'm a starter, not a backup, and I said work for it. So, and
we got a vampire out of it at least.
Right. Yeah. And right. So, but I do understand now. Myself, in a lot of ways, and sometimes I would have only kept four inside linebackers, depending on where my need in other positions was. Okay, because uh, Mike K has us keeping. I'm gonna jump to the safeties real quick. He has us keeping five safeties. Alex, on the other hand, has us keeping four safeties. Uh, he has us cutting Demonte Richards and Isaiah Simmons, which uh, uh, Mike K has us keeping Isaiah Simmons. Uh, but depending on your need, but Alex had to make a room for his fifth tight end, and that's where he made it. So that's understandable. But but yeah, Jake, uh, you said earlier Zeke Weekly should start over
Yeah.
Nick Scott. Why don't you
Yeah.
go over that?
Now I just believe that. I mean, he stepped up. He's been our leading tackler in our first two preseason game. He had, I think, three solo tackles against the Jaguars just the other day. I mean, he's a guy that's getting better per week. And at this point, we know what we're going to get out of Nick Scott. You know what I'm saying? We already know he's 30 years
Right,
old. Everybody expects what he's going to do. But Zakee Wheatley's a guy who I would put out there opposite of Trayvon Merrick. Let him grow. He's going to make some mistakes, but he's also going to impact the defense. He's going to make some really good plays. He's a ball hawk. He's probably our best, honestly, y'all. He's probably one of our best coverage safeties that we have. We don't really have any of those, but he's
right.
definitely a guy who could play zone coverage. I mean, to me, I would do it. Everose probably is not going to do it. Nick Scott's going to be out there week one starting, unfortunately. But if I was a defensive coordinator, I would make that change in a heartbeat.
Cole, what do
And
you
I,
think?
well, and I also would say that we keep five safeties because Evero just loves safeties. That's his
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, that was one of my issues with Alex is because he only kept four safeties. I thought, nah, I don't. I
I
that's
need a
not
little bit more than
Evero's
that pick.
style. But
More than
but
four, I
th-
feel like.
but then of course Canales said today that they've got Thornton, they've got Chow Smith Wade, they've got Evans, all of them they've played at safety and lined up at safety. So he doesn't feel that. So he feels that they all mix and match anyway. So you could realistically keep an extra corner and lower your safety, which Alex has five. They both have five safety or five corners, by the way. Mike has us keeping Horn, Jackson Lee, Chow Wade, and Caleb Evans, uh, uh, and uh, uh, Alex has the same thing. Both of them have Corey Thornton getting cut. Both of them. But that's what I say. That's comparable to me. I would rather keep a one less inside linebacker
Yes,
and
extra
one
corner.
more and extra
That's
corner.
probably
And
what's going to happen.
in my scenario, and a lot of people may not agree. In my scenario, Bad Martin Scott gets cut. He hasn't done
It's
anything in
nothing
training
there.
camp
He
or
ain't take no
preseason.
kind of step or leap pickle. You're right.
No, and maybe you can put him on your practice squad if you really like his attitude. But
I
and
damn
I
near
would
wanted
keep
him to get in on that race competing with Chairless and Wallace Pickle, and he couldn't even get to that level. He's a tier behind
right,
them, so he's got to go. I'm sorry.
right, exactly. No, you're good. You're good. Absolutely.
I think Jackson Kuwatch actually just he jumped Van Martin
Yeah,
Scott. I think
yeah.
he's out on the outside looking in behind
Hmm.
Claude Charles and
Right.
Trevor Walsh right now.
Right. And listen, I'm Panther mentioned what you were talking about with Zeke Wheatley. Listen, and honestly, Wheatley should start over Scott, but I don't think Gerald would do that.
He's not.
Not yet. Maybe later on in the year you see that, but it's going to be a situational thing for Ivero. It's going to be a situational thing. Uh, I think Ivero likes Wheatley a lot. He wouldn't keep giving him these opportunities getting. but he's earning his reps. Evero and this coach staff always about earning your reps, and he's slowly earning it. And to answer a guy on Twitter, to be honest with you, of the two, Ransom hits harder, but Weekly is your overall better safety. He's your better cover safety. Weekly's probably the truest
Pure safety, you're
free
right.
safety we
Yeah.
have. He's probably the purest free safety we've got. Ransom's more of a copy of
Yeah,
Murray.
Mary, absolutely, I agree with that.
So
No,
right.
100%.
And Isaiah Simmons, uh, I like the guy, liked him since day one. But I'll be real about it, y'all. He can't cover. He
Is
can't
that
cover
experiment about
himself.
over with too?
Period. Yeah. He can't cover. He's good on special
Could be.
teams, and that's it. He's good tackling people, but they don't play him in the box. Y'all realize both Mike K and Alex Ziegler both said, and even somebody I heard chat about it on the radio. He hasn't lined up, or he hasn't lined up in the box the entire training camp, the
Kind
entire
of
season.
odd.
Like,
Yeah,
they
I don't
don't
like
put him in
that.
there because he can't cover. You
Might
can't
be
put a
still
safety in
overlooked.
there that don't have no cover ability. So,
I would
you
still
know,
put him out there, though. I mean, look, I've seen
for
Trayvon Merritt
something,
getting
right?
cooked
Yeah,
by
because
Jimmy Horn. I mean, you know what?
right, because the question was and I think I heard it on the radio. The question was, why not keep one less inside linebacker? Talking about four, keep four inside linebacker, keep more, keep keep Isaiah Simmons so you can use him in the box if you needed to. And I'm thinking, well, that makes sense. I think I've recommended that a few weeks ago on a space. And then, but the more I watch Isaiah, he's not really all that good at coverage. But let's be real. If you needed a safety to play linebacker in the box, it probably wouldn't be Isaiah Simmons anyway, would it? It'll be
I'd be
Ransom,
ransom.
Mo
Oh,
Rig,
100%. I
someone
agree.
like. And then you would put, like, if you put Morig in the box, you're going to put either Weekly or Ransom out there by themselves. That's what you do. Myself personally, that's what I do. Um, uh, and then I would leave Isaiah Simmons as adept as he is. So you know, just and a lot of these are just kind of shaking up the back end of the back end of the secondary. That's all it is. They may actually keep four safeties, and when you need an extra safety, let Chow Smith Wade go back there and do it, or Corey Thornton. Both of them have had extensive cover. Has played safety extensively in practice, so it's not that they wouldn't. They definitely wouldn't be unfamiliar with that role.
Don't give up, Panther guy. That's fine. Don't do it. Hold on to it. Hold on to it.
On seven, what you mean by seven? 7 wins, number seven.
Well, Trayvon Merrick
She might be talking about 7. Who's
is
number 7?
7. Trayvon Merrick.
Merrick.
Probably not
No.
giving up on trade.
Yeah, he ain't.
Oh,
He
I'm
ain't
not
going
either. There was
anywhere.
people. I've been in spaces where people was like, after this year is fine, and just cut them outright.
Oh
Because
yeah, I know what you. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
that
on that at
no,
all.
I'm not. I think Merrig, however you say it, I think they'll re-sign him, and they'll extend him. And Scott they'll let walk. Merrigg's not as good in coverage as you want, but he's not bad. I mean, he's not horribly bad. He is a leader on the team. I think Ransom develops. If Merrick's not kept after next year, I think it's going to be because Ransom has excelled and is ready to start. But
Yeah.
I think Merrick. I definitely think he's returning here next year. So,
Yeah, I think he's returning here next season for sure too. But I don't think they re-sign him because I do think Ransom is ultimately going to be his replacement to play that
right,
role, and his Key Wheatley is going to be that guy. I think it's a Key Wheatley and Lathan Ransom are there to really be these next two guys to step up and be our starting safeties at
right.
strong safety and free safety. It's just it's going to like we all know that Zakee Wheatley's not going to be starting week 1. I want him to be, but he's not. Merrick is still playing pretty good football. He's going to finish out his contract, and I think after next season is when we see Ransom really take the starting position. But all these guys we're talking about, every single one of these guys we're talking about is going to get playing time this year in every system. He just plays all his safeties. He just does.
Right.
Yeah, we're strong back there. The secondary is strong. I think the secondary is going to have a good year, too. I really do. Phillips, the way we saw him rushing, a little bit he played in the preseason, the pressure he was putting on. Princely, you can add him to that list. Jones, you can add him to that list. Man, the way we were getting to the quarterback, the secondary is going to be eating lunch out there. I really do think so. We don't have to worry too much about what we got going on at cornerback and safety. It's going to be taken care of. As long as we don't have catastrophic injuries or anything like that, this Panthers defense is good to go in the secondary, in my opinion.
And if there is good depth at returner, Horn and Michi get a lot of Horn and A-Chain get a lot of the attention, but there are XL can do returns. Michi can do returns. There's a few others out there that could actually step in if they needed to.
I think Jasim Reed could do it. Jasim Reed could do it if he was healthy.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of questions on this team. It's good that we have this discussion though, because we talked about in the past. Like, I don't think it's going to be an easy cut day, and that's a good problem to have.
Right.
Oh no, it won't be easy at all. No, Pickle nailed that from the beginning of this show. There's going to be guys that we cut to get picked up on waivers that the Panthers wanted to squeak through. We've done this. We played this game before and got burnt, and we'll get burnt again this year because the fact of the matter is we've got enough good guys in certain rooms that it'll upgrade other teams, and they're just not going to make it to the practice squad for us. That's just facts.
Absolutely. That's about all we got for the there's no use to go over the other two positions
Yeah, Sam Martin's going to be our starting punter. Ryan Fitzgerald's going to be our kicker. There ain't no competition with them two guys.
And long snapper is safe. We don't have any problems at long snapper.
No, the only problem is him throwing fisticuffs on the sidelines, Pickle. That's the only problem we got.
That's it.
Hey, he's still young, y'all. He throwing hands out there against 20-something-year-olds, boy. Rock 'em, sock 'em, J.J. Jansen said.
Hey, man, sometimes it's a bad idea to fight an old guy. So, well, y'all, we're going to give it. That's all we got. And, or would you guys like to watch the pressure instead? Are you all ready to go? We'll go ahead and call it.
Whatever you want to do, Pickle.
I don't think Cole's here right now. Jake, you got anything you want to add before we close out?
Another great episode of Deal With It. Y'all, we're 6 subscribers away from the goal of 200. 19 days left to the regular season. We appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the video if you can. We appreciate every single one of y'all. And as always, keep pounding.
Diesel Skills, got anything you want to add?
Ton of content this week coming from the Blue and Black Attack. Thank you all for being a part of episode 34 of Deal With It. It's been a great time tonight. Hope we didn't get too salty for you. If so, you better buckle up, Buttercups, because this week is cut week down to the 53-man roster. The Blue and Black Attack is going to be live and on the charge this entire week with tons of content for you. Stay tuned till Wednesday night. We'll drop the community post. Let's chat about the Carolina Panthers. Come talk with us here on YouTube in text form on the community post. We'll be back again on Thursday with a Cole Show. Of course, we'll have Panthers Prime Time, hosted by D-Money on Friday after the game. Come join us on the charge here at the Blue and Black Attack. Pickle.
Real quick, y'all, we only need 3 more people to reach our goal. We need 3 more people to reach our goal.
I love it.
We have 197 subscribers. We need 3 more people to reach our goal, y'all. Keep pounding. Y'all, best thing I can tell you, if all else fails, tell them to suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, tell it to go. Cutdown, number 59.